Humans have been inhaling smoke for so long that our bodies actually evolved to expect it. Not cigarette smoke, not pipe smoke, something far older, far more powerful, and far more important than either of those. And the story of how smoke became part of what it means to be human begin with a single discovery.
A discovery made roughly 1 million years ago that scientists are still arguing about today.
The discovery of fire, and with it the first time a human being ever inhaled smoke.
By the end of this video, you will understand exactly how smoke shaped the human brain, the human body, and human civilization itself. To understand when humans started inhaling smoke, you first need to understand when humans discovered fire.
300,000 years! 1,000 years! No 300,000 years! It's 1,000,000!
And this is where scientists disagree dramatically. The oldest solid evidence of controlled fire use comes from a cave in South Africa called Wonderwerk Cave. Inside this cave, archaeologists found burned animal bones and burned plant ash, dating back 1 million years. 1 million years of human beings sitting around fires, breathing smoke into their lungs. Every single night for 1,000 millennia, smoke was the last thing ancient humans breathed before they slept. But here is where the story gets genuinely surprising, because smoke did not just damage ancient humans.
Smoke from specific plants contains compounds that directly stimulate the human nervous system.
Ancient humans burning medicinal plants, roots, and bark were accidentally inhaling compounds that altered their consciousness. And they noticed that different plants burning on the fire produced different effects on the mind and body.
This was the beginning of something that would eventually become medicine, ritual, and in some cases, addiction. But before any of that, smoke was doing something far more fundamental to the human body that most people have never heard of. Smoke inhalation triggers the release of a protein called VEGF that actually stimulates lung cell growth. In small controlled doses from occasional campfire smoke, this may have actually strengthened early human lung capacity. Our bodies adapted to low-level smoke exposure over 1 million years, which is why modern heavy smoking is so catastrophically damaging. But the most significant effect of smoke on ancient humans was not on the lungs, it was on the brain. Researchers studying indigenous cultures around the world found something remarkable. Almost universally, smoke and ritual go together. From shamanic ceremonies to sacred temple incense to sweat lodge rituals, smoke has been used to alter consciousness on every continent in every era. This is not a coincidence. This is biology. Smoke from burning plants contains compounds that directly affect the brain's reward system.
Burning rosemary releases compounds that improve memory. Burning lavender reduces cortisol, the stress hormone.
Ancient humans did not know the chemistry behind this, but they absolutely knew that burning certain plants made them feel different.
And the ones that made them feel connected, calm, or powerful, those plants became sacred.
But of all the plants that ancient humans ever burned and inhaled, one would eventually change the entire world. Tobacco has been used by indigenous peoples of the Americas for at least 12,000 years. Archaeological evidence found in Utah, USA, shows tobacco seeds and smoking pipes dating back to 12,300 years ago.
These were not recreational smokers. These were spiritual leaders, using tobacco smoke to communicate with the spirit world.
Tobacco smoke was believed to carry prayers upward to the sky, to connect the physical world with the spiritual one. For 12,000 years, tobacco was sacred, it was medicine, it was ceremony, it was never just something you did to pass the time.
Then in 1492, everything changed.
When Christopher Columbus arrived in the Americas, indigenous peoples offered him tobacco leaves as a gift of peace.
Columbus did not understand what he had been given. He threw the leaves away.
But the sailors who traveled with him watched the indigenous peoples smoking, tried it themselves, and immediately understood why it had been sacred for 12,000 years. Within 100 years, tobacco had spread to every corner of the known world.
To Europe, to Africa, to Asia, to the Middle East, carried by traders, sailors, and conquerors.
Every culture that encountered tobacco adopted it within a single generation. Not because they were weak, but because nicotine, the compound in tobacco, is one of the most powerfully addictive substances ever discovered by the human brain. Nicotine mimics a naturally occurring brain chemical called acetylcholine. Acetylcholine controls attention, memory, muscle movement, and the release of dopamine. When nicotine floods these receptors, the brain experiences a surge of focus, pleasure, and calm, all at the same time. This is why across 12,000 years and dozens of cultures, humans kept going back to tobacco smoke. But here is the darker side of the same story. Because nicotine doesn't just reward the brain, it reprograms it. The brain begins producing fewer natural acetylcholine receptors because nicotine is doing the job for it. Over time, the brain cannot feel normal without nicotine. It has literally restructured itself around the substance. For 12,000 years, humans smoked tobacco occasionally ceremonially in low doses. Then, in the 1880s, James Bonsack invented the cigarette rolling machine, and everything changed. Before this machine, a skilled worker could roll 4 cigarettes per minute. The machine could roll 200 per minute. Cigarettes became so cheap and so available that what had been a sacred ceremony became a daily habit for billions of people. And the dose went from occasional ceremonial puffs to 20 cigarettes per day, every day for decades. Our lungs evolved to handle occasional smoke from campfires. They were never designed for this. Tobacco smoking now kills approximately 8 million people every single year. More than all wars combined, more than most diseases, more than almost any other single preventable cause on Earth. The same plant that ancient shamans used to reach the spirit world now kills one person every 4 seconds. The problem was never the plant. The problem was the dose, the frequency, and the removal of all the sacred context that once surrounded it.
Ancient humans treated smoke as something powerful, something to be respected. something to be used carefully.
They understood instinctively what took modern science centuries to prove. That what you put into your lungs changes who you are. Humans have been inhaling smoke for 1 million years. The question was never whether to do it. The question was always how. And somewhere between the sacred pipe and the cigarette machine, we forgot the answer. "1 million years of smoke and fire reduced to a paper tube and a lighter." Ancient humans started smoking to connect with something larger than themselves. Somewhere along the way, it started killing them instead.